ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready.
Okay, here we are, special teams show. Back once again. This is our third show. We're going to start off the show paying respect to Dick Butkus. So before we go too far, Dick Butkus passed away last week, just before the Thursday night game, and then it wasn't announced until after the game. So of course, Dick wasn't going to allow the Bears to lose. So we got a little video here we're going to play, and then we'll move on.
Are you as lean as you look in the films?
It depends what films you're looking at.
Line up in at 56. Stack, Baker, Burn, Blitz. Let's go now.
All right.
You know what I think about that video?
What's that?
Pretty much everything would be a personal foul in today's in today's NFL.
Except for, well, I guess he probably would have got the taunting call on that tight
Oh,
end
yeah.
where he taunts the ball after he intercepts it. It's like my favorite thing ever. All right, so we lost Dick Buckus last week. So thank you for all the memories for sure. Either way, we'll this is the special team show. Three brothers getting together, talking shit about football. Anything to reflect on? I know, Rob, you want to talk maybe about Dick Buckus before we went too far.
Just for anybody that doesn't know much about him or isn't too caught up on him, he only played 9 seasons. 8 of those he was voted to the Pro Bowl. His 9th season, he succumbed to injuries, and that's when he retired. But even to this day, you draw comparisons to linebackers that play just like Dick Buckus used to play in the mid-'60s, early '70s. One player comes to mind that's still playing right now is Roquan Smith. He was drafted by the Bears, got traded to the Ravens. Number 0. Watch him this week. He flies around, plays it just like Buckus used to.
Minus the penalties. No, all jokes aside, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a college award for the best linebacker in the nation. So that is Dick Buckus for sure.
And Roquan Smith is the first Georgia Bulldog to ever get it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Look at all the stats this guy's got. He's coming with the stats tonight. He did his homework. Homework today.
Just a little.
All right, let's move it along here, guys. So we're gonna start off this week. We last week we said that we would start off with a little bit of end of season awards, mainly because we're starting late in the season, so we're a little bit ahead of maybe where we would have been. Even Rob sent me some what would have been maybe his week 1 picks. So I understand that we're cheating 5 weeks in, but this is where our awards end up. So we'll do them one row at a time. That way we can see who everybody's picked. So for offensive rookie of the year, those pictures might be a little bit tight there, a little bit small. Hopefully you can see them okay. Reg, who do you got?
CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, and this is through 5 weeks. I'm not sure I would have went with that right off the hop. But he's impressed.
Yep.
No picks, controlling, like doing the best he can. Houston's 2-3?
Yep.
Could have been 3-2.
Should have been.
Could have been. Should have been. Yeah, they lost that game. And I think he's on track to take it down. So
yeah, for sure. I think the sexy pick here at the beginning of the year would have been Rob's pick here. So go ahead, Rob.
In all fairness, this would not have been my pick.
Interesting.
I would have taken Trent Richardson.
Oh.
However, that being said, Bijan Robinson, I'm going to put faith in the fact that CJ Stroud has more opportunity to mess up as a quarterback compared to Robinson. And I think, if he gets between 8 and 1,000 on the ground, sprinkles in 8 to 10 touchdowns, he runs away with this award.
Yeah, it's possible. Absolutely. To me, he's the safe pick for sure. I think that Bijan is a beauty. So I was fortunate enough that I get everybody's picks because I put together the little slideshows here. So I kind of got to see it, and I kind of tried to go a little bit away as much as I could sometimes. In this case, I took our friend Puka Nacua. I think right now
that would have been my other option for sure.
Yeah, I think right now his stats speak for it. So now that Cooper Kupp's back, we'll see what happens. But he was still producing this week, so yeah, we'll see.
I think the odds have him and CJ pretty close.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, none of these guys are long shots for sure.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Okay, defensive rookie of the year. There we are.
Reg. Yeah, I got Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Corner, Seattle. I think he's up to 24 tackles already on the season. pick six, couple sacks, like looking great. Obviously, the other option I think is exactly who both of you picked, but yeah, he's looking great, and I'm pretty sure he's playing the like CB1 role because I forget the other corner there in Seattle that's hurt right now, but
Right.
he's matching up against some good players and he's doing well. So
Yeah. Good. All right, Rob.
Jalen Carter. The dude is a unit.
Yeah, he really is.
He is obviously it's in his first year, but he's playing like a full-grown seasoned veteran. He's not getting thrown around. He's causing chaos and havoc in the middle. I don't know how you don't highlight this guy most weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. My only hesitation probably on Jalen Carter was all the offseason crap that he got into, and I'm a character guy, so that was tough for me. But right now, his play speaks for itself, so I couldn't get away from it.
yeah, I looked at all the odds on this, and this was the only one out of all of these 5 awards where the person was negative odds.
Yeah, he's kind of running away with it right now.
Pluses, yeah. So
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if he makes it.
fair enough. Okay, offensive player of the year, lads. You took Big Sexy there.
Yeah. Gotta go with CMC. I mean,
For reference, I sent this picture to Jen a couple of years ago when he still played in Carolina. I was like, "There's your boyfriend."
yeah. All I can think is it's still sad that, Carolina just gave him up for a Big Mac and a side of fries. Like, it's unbelievable how good this guy is. He's doing amazing in the offense. If every week he's getting a touchdown, I don't think he'll beat LT's touchdown record. I think that's like 31 or something in a season, but he's on track to probably knock out 20, 25 touchdowns. And he's the leading rusher right now, I think, currently. So
Yeah,
he's doing well.
Yep. Rob.
This would have been my second pick for MVP outside of a quarterback. Look, Shanahan said not long ago that they want to limit his touches not because he's hurt or nursing an injury, just because he's so good and he can do so much that he's more like a Swiss Army knife than a limited role guy. Just everything he does well.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I understand why you guys picked him. He obviously has the talent to be the offensive player of the year, probably the MVP. I think in Shanahan's offense, you're going to see weeks much like week 5, where it happens that there's a focus player different every couple weeks, and that's probably going to hurt CMC's production sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that a team that maybe depends on a player a little bit more like Tyreek, so Cheetah there in Miami, I think that he's more likely to end up with the stats and things like that are going to produce what they're looking for offensive player of the year.
I do have a question before we move on.
Yep.
Does anybody know if this is voted by the fans or by the press?
It's a collection, I believe. So
Okay.
yeah, I believe it's a collection. I can double check it. Maybe Reg.
I always thought it was press, but
Yeah. I don't think it's the
never-
fans.
I thought like each team gets a vote or something like that. And
There's a media vote and like a historian, that kind of thing. So I believe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually plays into his favor because, like you did say, there could be games where he's just gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'll know why.
Yeah, you know what? And to be honest with you, I know I said earlier on when we started the awards that I tried to stay away from what you guys picked. This one I wouldn't have picked CMC even. I just wouldn't have. So, but yeah. Okay, moving on. Defensive player of the year, lads.
What?
Rob can go ahead, Rob. Fire this one off.
TJ Watt, he's making not only defensive player of the year plays, but he's making MVP plays. Last week, for example, he got the game-winning sack, broke a double team against a division rival. Come on, he's unstoppable at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this level, when you're talking about these top players in each of these categories, I think you can interchange them. You can kind of swap them in and out for multitude of reasons. Like you could have taken Fred Warner if you watched a play from last week. He split two defenders. They ran into each other. Then he cut down the passing lane. Then he covered one of the receivers and then ended up with the sack. Like he took away four different things that were going on. It was crazy. Either way, I went with maybe the not so sexy pick, Aiden Hutchinson here. I think that he is super fun to watch. I think that if you see Detroit go deep into the, and they play this strong style football that they're playing right now, I think that you might actually see that he's up there at least in the discussion for this award. So I think these pass rushers, I think that they're the kind of the glory. I'd love to see corners and shit like that get it because I think they work super hard, but these ends and these rushers, these edge rushers, they're kind of the glitz of the defense.
I still think corner's the hardest position to play in the entire NFL.
I agree.
Sweet
Absolutely.
interception by him, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Big beauty interception.
Oh, yeah, he's a dog.
He's a badass. All right, MVP. Here it is, lads.
Yeah. Oh God, you got Goff, Rob.
He's not right in the head.
Purdy. I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's pretty much playing perfect football. I'm pretty sure currently he's 9 touchdowns, no ints, something like that. His QBR is 10 or 11 points higher than the closest, which is I think Tua. So he's at a 128 or something. Like, it's absurd how good his stats are right now. Like, he's not putting up. He doesn't have like Kirk Cousins yards or anything like that, but he's winning all the games and really he hasn't lost since he started playing. I mean, you can't count the loss in the playoffs, but I don't know how he's not the MVP if
he keeps it up.
If the Niners keep doing what they're doing. So
yep. All right, Rob, go ahead, sell your boy.
Look, I'm just following taking the experience down the road here. Jared Goff's playing really good football, pretty mistake football, 70% completion rate, 9 for 3 in the TDs and the interceptions. He keeps playing that football. The Lions are going to go deep, and this very well could come down to the NFC Championship here. And look, whatever team goes to the Super Bowl is gonna have the MVP. So this is me saying that the
MVP's voted on
Lions
before the playoffs, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
it's also voted by 50 sports writers.
Yeah.
That cover the league.
Well, he's also going to win the Super Bowl MVP.
You
There you go.
you better believe that the sports writers are going to be riding the big Brock thing. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So it finally took this week we'll talk about it probably a little bit later on, but finally took this week for all the sport writers and the pundits to be like, oh, maybe it's not a fluke. Peter King started calling people out like, what the hell are you talking about? So there was definitely a flip in the media on Purdy this week finally. And I think I heard maybe 2 weeks ago, somebody said, the reason why people are struggling so hard to be okay with Purdy is because that only admits that the process is possibly flawed. Meaning that like the draft process, the evaluation process, maybe that everything that you believed in the past, maybe that there's still ways that your Tom Brady's at 199 come out, all this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that Purdy's that. What I am saying is that he's playing damn good football. It has nothing to do. Sorry, I don't want to say nothing, but the system that he's in is fantastic. The problem is that there's been several quarterbacks that have been in that same system and they didn't produce like this. Yeah. So just it is what it is. He's finding Ayuk. He's doing the things he needs to do. And yeah, Purdy's my guy for sure.
He's got it. Just one other shout out for offensive rookie would be that running back in Miami that just got placed on IR. Devin Achane or whatever his name is. He's got something like 12.1 yards per carry.
Oh,
he's the number
fast
2.
as hell.
Yeah, he's the number 2 in yardage, and he's only got 38 attempts versus CMC's 99 attempts.
Yeah.
And he broke a
A-chain.
76, a 55, and a 67 in the last 3 games. So
Yeah, he's fun to watch too. Lots.
I
of
don't
fun.
know. Obviously, that's not sustainable, but yeah, that's
That Dolphins
those
team's a
numbers
track meet.
are insane. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. It's A-chain, I believe.
A-chain.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
All right.
2 chains.
No, well, what did you a cackney? I think
A-chain.
Rob called him a cackney the first week.
Hey, you know what? No one else wanted to talk,
A-chain.
A cackney.
no one else wanted to talk about A-chain.
2 chains. Okay. All right. So here we are, week 5 recap. So before we get into it, lads, yeah, what did you think? Week 5. Here we are. Overall feeling.
Um,
I think there's a lot of sloppy football still.
I think there is too. I agree.
There's a lot of not great football. And then there's like a
There's
few
some
outliers.
really great football. There's some really bad football, and then there's some guys that just like you're like, what the hell is still going on with this team? Like,
yeah,
what?
we're still waiting
Yeah,
on teams to level out.
Yeah.
Like,
I figured by now.
yeah, we're going into week 6 now. What the hell's going on here? Like, let's see. We should know who the winners and losers are.
I agree. So at least we're getting to that point. We're starting to get there, but then, we think we're getting there, and Chicago drops the bomb on us on Thursday. And I blame Dick Butkus.
Yeah, it was the
rest in
Butkus
paradise.
blessing.
Yeah, rest in paradise there, Dick. Thanks for showing up and making sure that your boys won tonight. But they put a dirty beating on Washington. So anyway, who had Washington? Any words? Anything you want to talk about?
I had this game here. Look, DJ Moore, 230 yards, 3 TDs. Those are those are quarterback numbers. He's a wide receiver. That's the game right there.
Yeah.
You know what though? Washington was down 27-3 going into half, and then they came.
It looked.
It
ugly.
looked like they were
looked
coming
scary.
back,
It
and then
looked scary,
Chicago
yeah.
ran away with it. In
Howell
garbage
almost
time,
had
but
400 yards.
There was
Howell
that last-
played.
Yeah, there was that last score that, that just was garbage time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
either way, I think that Washington had a play on it, but
I thought it was going to be the
Chicago
same
won.
thing as the previous week when they lost to the Broncos. Right? They were up like 28 something.
Yeah.
And then Broncos came back and won 31-28 or something like that. So
yeah, for sure. Anyway, big losers for all three of us here. Moving on to our recap for our Thursday night parlay. So Reg came through. If you guys were following Reg, you came up with a double fail. So you went 50-50. So sorry about your money, whatever you put down on that one. Robinson and Fields did not show up. Rob came through with a triple, and he could still only hit 2 of them. So he's doing less bets, less legs, and he's still sucking. And then me, I came through with the triple fail.
good job.
So I am the least person you want to follow as far as any of these bets are concerned, but I'm also the guy who's willing to go out there and risk it a little bit. So that is what our Thursday night parlay ended up with. We'll give you another one when we do our preview for week 6. Okay. Any comments about any of this? You guys want to talk some shit against me here or what?
We got some winners coming this week.
Oh, some dingers.
Yeah, some winners.
We're tossing dingers here.
Yeah, we'll win eventually, right?
Maybe. Okay, so for the rest of the week, we'll just kind of run down the list here and go through them. We're trying to get through this recap portion quick. You guys have already seen all these games. You don't need to hear it. You've heard it for the last 2 days. So anyway, I had the Jacksonville Bills game. Buffalo was my lock of the week. As you can see, I ate that one. Buffalo looked like they were still jet lagged. Jacksonville proved maybe that staying in England and playing that second game might have actually had something to do with it. Buffalo looked flat as far as I was concerned. They didn't look like the Buffalo that we've seen the last couple of weeks. So I imagine they'll come home and they'll sort that stuff out.
Agreed. Yeah. And we all obviously had Buffalo there, which is terrible. So
yeah. All right. Next up.
Yeah, Houston, Atlanta. Right. I had that as my lock. Houston lost that game. That's really what happened there. I think Atlanta could start putting together wins if they get the ball into Bijan's hands more often. They need to get that guy the ball because he's the only good thing they got going pretty much. So Yeah, and Stroud looked good again. So
I really like Houston. I think you're going to get mix and match with Houston wins this year. Like you'll
Yeah.
get some that you don't expect. You'll get some, they'll lose some that you expect them to win. Like I think that's what we're going to get from Houston. Really, I do. I just think that Houston's on the way up, probably looking 2 years down the road, and Houston's dominating this division.
yeah, I think they're like a 6-win team, 7-win team kind of thing. So yeah,
I agree. Okay. All right. On to Carolina, Detroit. Rob, I bet that's yours.
Yeah, it is. Again, mistake-free football by Goff. The Lions defense shows up, and the Lions win the battle of the Jungle Cats here.
Yeah.
There's really not much. I mentioned a Lim McNeil, or I mentioned a defensive lineman last week that had a good double team slip for a sack. He also forced a fumble this week, so he's playing really well. And with Hutch, that's double trouble right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. Tennessee, Indianapolis. I had this one. Man, sucks to see him go down. Anthony Richardson. We're going to see a lot of Minshew here. JT came back. Indy got the win. Tennessee doesn't look all that great. I don't think Indy looked dominant enough here in this game. And I think that it really sucks to watch the young QB go down. But I think that, the past couple of weeks I said, who's the first one to die, him or Howell? And well, it was Richardson. So he lost a shoulder and he'll be out for a couple of weeks now, and we'll see what happens.
yeah, I think he just needs to learn to play a little more safe. But Minshew mania, baby, let's do it.
Yeah, Minshew mania. All right, Giants and Miami. Giants 16, Miami 31. Rob, did you have this one?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I did. Sorry. Look, Giants come out, making a track meet again. Hill and A-Chain lead the Dolphins over the G-Men, but A-Chain goes down, could miss up to 8 weeks. He's placed on the IR. So they get the win. Big loss, though.
Yeah, it is a big loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that everyone expected that. That was obviously Rob's lock, and I don't think we expected any different in that game. New Orleans 34, New England 0. I had this. I was the only person that picked New England here. I thought New England was an okay team, and I thought New Orleans was also just an okay team. And I thought after getting blown out, New England would come back and maybe put up a nice little. Put up a win against New Orleans, but they sorry, the tractors got me.
Look, all right.
Every time he starts talking, look.
Yeah.
Look.
I'm gonna level with you.
Anyways, yeah, New Orleans beat the hell out of New England, and yeah, I thought it was just because Dallas was a really good team the week before, but we learned that Dallas might not be that great. So New England sucks. Might be the worst team in the league. Might be. So.
Here we go again. We're always talking about these worst teams in the league, and they turn around and prove us wrong.
Yeah, well, maybe they might.
But it's
yeah,
fair.
and then moving on to Baltimore, Pittsburgh, right? Like,
Yep.
Baltimore 10, Pittsburgh 17. This is another game that a team lost for themselves. The Ravens easily could have won this game. They had 8 or 9 drops, I think it was. 2 of them which were in the end zone as well.
I'll make some up.
Yeah. So yeah, the Ravens, this is a game they shouldn't have lost, and Rob was the only one that went with Pittsburgh. The good thing that Pittsburgh has coming out of this is the Pickett connection. So
Yeah.
it seemed to be there.
Yeah, it fired up a little bit. Yeah.
I only want to say one thing here.
Oh boy.
Last night was the opening game for the Pittsburgh Penguins, an NHL hockey team, and they're saying "Fire Canada." That was the crowd chanting "Fire Canada" during that hockey game. Pittsburgh hates Canada.
Yeah. Don't blame me.
Matt Canada.
Yep. Did you see? I saw a GIF of I think it was it was showing because that I guess Pickett audibled out of a 1-yard run to the pass to Pickett to win, or to Pickens to win, and it's a video of Canada just staring like solemnly out the window watching. Like,
Yeah.
and I think everybody else around him was celebrating. Fuck, it was funny. It's good.
Oh yeah, he was not happy.
Yeah. Okay. Cincinnati 34, Arizona 20. Did Cincinnati finally wake up? It might be the time. They looked good. Joey B looked good. I finally got rewarded in fantasy football with some points. Jamar Chase, always open. He's caught a couple touchdowns now. So we'll see where that goes. I'd like to see it sustain for the next couple of weeks and see where that see how they end up. But it feels like this was definitely a step in the right direction. This team definitely needed to win a big game, score a lot of touchdowns, and they finally did it.
The Bengals might be back, baby.
Bengals
If they've
might be
turned the
back.
corner, they've turned it when they absolutely had to. And
Yeah, I agree.
it's time. Let's see.
Yeah, the nice one about this was that it wasn't a squeaker. They didn't squeak it out. So I think they needed that. So, all right, Philly 23, LA Rams 14. So I draw the NFC West games. Really nice to see Philadelphia take the win and beat the shit out of the Rams. It was a lot tighter than probably I would have liked to have seen. Fortunately, I did pick them, so that got me an extra point in the weekly overalls for the pick'em.
Yeah, how can you pick the Rams here, Rob? You need to be an Eagles believer by now. Come on.
Look, I
Look, every time you say it, now you're going to think about it.
I just figured it was going to be a shootout. I figured the Rams would have had a way to
The
stop
opposite
the
of
run, and yeah, I was looking for a shootout with this game.
I
At home,
watched
I
it.
was taking the Rams 33-30 kind of game. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I watched a bit of this game, and I feel like it was a like the score doesn't tell the whole story. Like I feel like the Eagles actually just beat the shit out of the Rams, and
Yeah, I agree.
their 14 points were not really.
Yeah. No, I feel like they did too. Although, if you're watching, Cooper Cup did Cooper Cup shit. Like Cooper Cup
Yeah.
looked good, and they still put Puka Nacua in places where he was receiving, the ball and stuff like that. So, last week we talked about, is there enough distribution for the two types of the same type of receivers, those slot, those workhorses,
Yeah.
and they were both producing. So
How did Tutu do?
I don't know what the score
Tutu
is.
scored a
2-2?
touchdown.
Yeah,
Tutu had a
Okay.
touchdown.
yeah, 2-2. Yeah,
Nice.
Yep. Okay. Moving on there. The Jets 31, Denver 21.
Yeah, look, the Jets. So a new game. Well, Rob says, "Look, you have a shot." So
Fuck, if they wouldn't make it into the,
Look,
that's the recap.
the Jets get a late forced fumble and pick and scoop for a touchdown, seals the deal for them. Jets are winning games.
Jets are winning games.
Gritty against Denver, but yeah, winning games. I think the biggest thing here is what's his face getting the revenge on
On Hackett.
Hackett getting the
Hackett
revenge
getting
on
revenge on Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was good. If you saw the locker room celebration afterwards, Hackett was the one that got the game ball. So I think good for him, because that was a poor bullshit comment that was made. Although Hackett was possibly the worst head coach ever in the history of the league.
Or is it just Denver? Because Denver stinks.
I think you respect the profession and you respect the brotherhood.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You keep your mouth shut.
I agree.
I had Matt Patricia as my head coach for not one but 2 seasons.
Yeah, I had our offensive line. Why can't I think of his name? It's escaping me. Offensive line coach. After they fired. Oh shit! I'll get back to it.
All right, Chiefs, Vikings.
Yeah,
Chiefs
27-20.
27, Vikings 20. This was the Vikings continue to shoot themselves in the foot. First play, like I was so excited to see them getting the ball to start the game. I was like, perfect. Because you know what? If Mahomes gets the ball and scores, then it's kind of like, you're playing from behind the whole game. First play, get a beautiful pass and run. It's about a 15-yard run. And what do? We fumble it on the first offensive play and we lose the fumble. It's just like,
Not to mention, let's talk about JJ.
yeah. JJ, that's the other thing. So I think the one nice thing about this, like obviously it sucks, but obviously the season isn't going the way that the Vikings wanted to. So it's not like you're going to be rushing them back. However, the Vikings do have a chance to pick up a lot of wins. Like their schedule's kind of weak, other than the Niners, not this week, but next week. It's pretty weak until you get to Detroit in like week 15.
They might
so
string a couple together.
yeah, like they could definitely make a run for it, but it's like, do you just tank and get a better draft pick, or or what do you do here, right? I guess this also is a big opportunity for Jordan Addison to step up now that JJ's down. He's looked good, but he's been, wide receiver 3 behind KJ Osborne. So yeah, we'll get to see what he's all about. I think he's got what it takes, though. So yeah, and then obviously there's a bit of controversy at the end of this game. I don't know if we want to talk about that, but the PI, Snead taking the helmet off, the ref saying, put your helmet back on. We're giving you this game, bro.
That was shut your mouth and put the helmet back on.
Put your helmet back on. And don't give the flag. There was a legal
did the media pick that up? Did the media pick that up? Like, did they talk about it, like the sports talk?
Yeah, they did. They did talk about it, and like it would have been Chiefs' ball still. On the pass rush, though, there was also an illegal hands to the face. Like, it's really bad on CJ Ham. So there was three flags that I think it was a PI too. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I would think it was a PI. He wasn't playing the ball, and the wideout couldn't cut back towards the ball. So, 3 potential flags, and they all get picked up for Kansas City.
There you go. Oh, isn't that 2 weeks in a row now? We were talking about flags getting picked up for Kansas City.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what?
As long as Uncle Raj is happy, we're good.
Yeah, that's state of the script.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, good teams win games when it comes down to it, and Minnesota is not a disciplined good team right now. I think they have what it takes, but they need to be disciplined. Like, there are too many turnovers, too many stupid penalties. It's just it's just bad football. And I know people want to blame Kirk, but it's not Kirk's fault. Like,
Kirk's got all the stats. Yeah, he's got all the stats, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Luke says rip RIP to the JJ fantasy owners, and he's not wrong. So,
take that. I think it was Mike who moved us to a new fantasy platform and just happened to get draft pick number 1.
He took JJ for number 1. I forgot. That.
Well, why wouldn't you? Right, in the 1-point PPR league, you might as well take the best wide receiver in football.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so. He missed. That means he just didn't. He missed out on CMC.
Yeah.
Speaking of CMC, Dallas 10 in San Francisco. For San Francisco had 42 points. This was the biggest ratings on Sunday Night Football. I'm not gonna. I could sit here and talk shit as much as I feel like I need to. I think that the team went out and did everything they needed to do. I do want to draw back on the bold prediction that I said last week, which was,
I don't know if you said it though, or if we even
we put it on the ticker. We put it on the ticker. It was Purdy for 3 touchdowns, Dak for 3 ints, and CMC no TDs. So the only thing I missed on was CMC with a TD. He was held to under 70 yards, and it was pretty much exactly what I expected to happen. This is a textbook Kyle Shanahan move, is you focus a couple of players, and next thing you know, George Kittle's catching 3 touchdowns and wearing a "fuck you Dallas" shirt underneath his uniform. So I love the toast back to Gary Plummer back in the 94 championship, the NFC championship game. It is what it is. They're good, but it's 1 week at a time. Cleveland's next, and if you sleep on them, they'll catch you, right? So it is what it is.
Nothing bad to say about this team.
The Cowboys are phonies. That's what it comes down to. Cowboys are phonies, and San Francisco is. I don't know who beats them. So
I don't know if Dallas is phonies or they just ran into a buzzsaw. I think San Francisco is going to be. I can safely say right now, because there's only 2 more years left. If they keep this up, I would say that they are an all team of the quarter of the century. This team is stacked in every position.
So the reason I'm saying Dallas is phonies is because they beat the Giants, the Jets, and the Patriots. which are three of probably the worst teams. Like we've been pretty much. I mean, the Jets are kind of turning things around, but they beat the Jets week 2 and they lost to the Cardinals. And I really thought they'd put up a fight, and they looked like a high school team out there. They were just getting murdered. Yeah, the Niners. I think I texted Rick after the game and I said, "Congratulations on the Super Bowl." Unless, it's against the Chiefs, because they'll pick up flags for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think the reality is that they're playing it. They're playing at a super high level, and it's the type of team that. And I don't want to jinx them or whatever, but this is the type of team that can run a table. Now it's all just a matter of whether they stay healthy, whether they stay engaged, whether they show up every week. Philly's coming down the pipe. That they're going to Philadelphia for that game, and it's going to be a banger, right? So anything's possible, but right now they are rolling on all cylinders, and they're going to be tough to beat down the stretch.
yeah, that's December football in Philadelphia. So
Yeah,
that'll probably be the toughest game for sure. Like looking at the remaining schedule, I would think you get Browns, Vikings, Bengals, Jag. Yeah.
Well, the Bengals could could pick it up in
the-
time, right?
The Browns, they got the Grim Reaper. Like,
Yeah,
careful.
going into Cleveland is a tough one too, but I don't
Well,
think
We
I
literally,
can.
I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but we literally isolated Micah Parsons. They tried everything they could. They even tried to run it. They tried to run him straight at Trent Williams, and Trent Williams manhandled them all night. Like it. So you can have the Grim Reaper, you can have whatever, but they're scheming well. And yeah, they're putting people in the right position to be successful. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is I think Rob had this, and I'm run. Sorry.
Green Bay 13, and then we've got the
Raiders
17. Rob?
Yeah, I had it. Look, Jordan Love was spreading the love in the form of throwing the ball to the wrong team.
Awesome, Jimmy
interceptions.
Garoppolo.
Yeah. I honestly think
3
that-
interceptions. Garoppolo did not play very well either.
I think the Raiders should be playing Aiden O'Connell, but that's just
They should be. Look, you can't win the game when you throw 3 interceptions.
Nope.
You're just not going to win football. Not at this level.
This is a win for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I
Not
think
the
I read it.
Packers.
Yeah, I think I read it somewhere that the Jordan Love experiment is steadily on the decline here, and it's trouble.
It's
and Jimmy
still early,
Garoppolo,
though. Like,
it
come on,
is,
right? Yeah.
but he's been around for this is his 4th year, and
Yeah.
so I mean you have to expect different things of him. They gave him
Yeah.
3 years to rest for a reason, but Jimmy Garoppolo is not the answer for anybody, and I will stick by that for the rest of my life. So anyway, okay,
All right.
are we good on the recap?
Yeah, we
Lads,
got through that one.
that wasn't too bad. That was like just under 40 minutes. So good job. Okay, where are we? So to recap, this is our pick'em at this point. So Rob and I went with 8, and Reg with 7. I really needed the Raider the Green Bay win on Monday night. That would have kind of flipped this table around a little bit. So for year to date, Reg and Rob both have 18 wins, and that by year to date we mean starting last week, obviously. And I have 17, so I'm coming up the behind because I suck. So that is what it is.
We're very great on those picks this week, eh?
Yeah.
I guess 8-4, right? It was
I was at a
12
14.
games?
It was 14.
14
so,
games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went 500, right? So
Yeah.
anyway,
I'll do
okay.
better this week.
All right, NFL Week 6. Here we are, preview. So right up to looking right at Thursday, we've got Denver visiting Kansas City for an absolute slaughter. We've gone across the board. All 3 of us could have picked this as our lock. Unfortunately, none of us actually did. So if you guys got anything you want to say, otherwise we can bust right into the parlays for Thursday night. Remember, betting at your own risk here, kids. We all suck at this. As you can see, not one of us has hit yet. But I feel one coming on here soon. So
Yeah, this has got to be it, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes 3 touchdowns. That's easy. Like I could probably go out and throw 3 touchdowns against the Denver Broncos. Over on the passing yards, and actually Russell Wilson's hit this 2+ passing touchdowns in 3 of the 5 games, I think, and 227. It should be achievable because Mahomes is going to score every time he hits the field. So Russell's going to have the ball a lot.
Russ gonna cook.
Yeah. Let him cook. So
Yep. Okay. Rob.
I took Russell Wilson with the over. Pretty self-explanatory here. They got to catch up, I think. Jerry Jeudy is going to be his guy to do that. He took Jerry Jeudy over 56.5 receiving yards. I also took Jerry Jeudy with an anytime touchdown. And I took Sky Moore as a little sprinkle in there, under 25.5 receiving yards. I just don't think Sky Moore is going to see much action. He's not going to see the ball a whole lot, and Mahomes is going to throw to the guys he trusts.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. No, I feel it. I think you guys are both absolutely insane. Thursday football sucks. And
Yep.
so therefore I went with the 2.5 total turnovers. So I play with DraftKings. I've been permanently banned from FanDuel. So if we ever get to the point where we have more than five viewers and we decide that we want to reach out to one of these companies and get them to play along with us, FanDuel can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got my money. Anyway, I don't want to get into it because they get me all fired up.
Yeah, but you get such sweet. You get like I
got
don't
cool
think I
stuff.
can bet on turnovers and
Yeah, I get cool shit. So
yeah.
DraftKings gives me cool shit to bet on. So I got 2.5 on the total turnovers, which I think is easy shit, easy money. Denver is, they're terrible. Isaiah Pacheco, I took him for 100 plus rushing and receiving yards combined. So he's just got to get over that number both. And I think that's definitely achievable. I took under 47.5 because, well, Thursday Night Football sucks. And Russell Wilson is terrible. And I think that the Chiefs defense eats him up. So I took under 225.5.
I would take
222.5 passing yards.
I agree. Thursday Night Football sucks, but I will make a bold prediction right now, and I'll take the Kansas City Chiefs go over your total points alone, and they score 49 points.
All right, so bet on it. $5 right here.
No.
Oh,
I only bet with no sweat bets, so that's a free bet.
money.
This is a free bet every week for me. So diapers are expensive, So
fair enough. Okay. Any comments about the parlays, or are we good to go?
just a comment about Thursday Night Football, and that the schedule is obviously made, and they're thinking Sean Payton, they're going to turn around the Denver Broncos, big meeting. It's the same thing with like some of the Monday night games. It's just like, man, these games stink. They're fucking terrible.
Man, in the 90s, Monday Night Football was the shit. It was the greatest thing and Sunday night was actually this sucks. Monday night was the place to be, but it's this Thursday Night Football just is tough.
Hey, I'd like that we get a game on Thursday, but I said it a few weeks ago. It oftentimes turns a very good game on paper into a bad game or bad results.
Yeah.
Turns it into Rick's results. So
that's right. That's what we got. We'll see who hits. Okay. Game 2, Baltimore, Tennessee. Reg had Baltimore for his lock this week, and Rob went lone wolf on the Tennessee pick, which I'm surprised with, I'll be honest.
yeah, we better not say that because next week Rob will say, "Oh, look, I told you so."
Yeah, he'll say look, for sure he will.
The reason I'm locking in Baltimore here is Lamar last week he actually played great. He threw one bad pick. It was really just his discipline. Wide receivers dropping balls. They dropped two in the end zone. Like Baltimore should have ran away with that game against the Steelers. I think they bounced back, and Lamar has a huge game against Ryan Tannehill. Like, come on. Yeah. Locking it in. I like to pick lock games that are kind of close. Like the line on this is probably only 2.5 or something like that. But I think this is it.
All right, Rob, you got anything? You lone wolf there?
Look, it's
Look.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna get him a look t-shirt.
Yeah, Luke said we should just put look on that t-shirt. We'll get his logo, like his logo that we got on the screen here, and we'll get it printed, and we'll just wear around look shirts all day.
Look,
I'm taking
coming soon.
I'm taking Tennessee at home.
Swag.
Just defending the home fort there. In Vrabel we trust.
Yeah, you're wrong. Okay.
I hope Derrick
Game
Henry
3.
has a big game because I need him for fantasy. But That's about
Yeah,
it.
probably not. All right, well, here we go. So now I've just dogged on Rob for the lone wolf, but anyway, we got Washington in town to visit the Falcons. So Rob and Reg got Atlanta, and I took Washington. So I do believe that Washington is a solid team. I think that their offensive line is shit. But otherwise, if they can figure something out, I think that they can be in every one of these games. So I do believe that this is a Washington one. And to be honest with you, I'm glad once I put it all together. I need a couple of wins to get back into the old pick'em score. So this is one that I think I can pick up a number on the two of them. So that's my pick.
Yeah, I think if Atlanta can do what I said earlier and get Bijan on the ball, they win this game.
Yeah.
Get him 15 carries, couple receptions, and
Oh yeah, if you can run the ball on Washington, you're putting yourself in a good position to win a game.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, number 4, Detroit visiting Tampa Bay at home. So we've gone Detroit across the board. It is my lock pick, not because I think Detroit's just going to smash them, just because I think Detroit is a strong team that will just overcome them for the entire game. And but Rob, I don't know if you got anything you want to say, considering this is your team.
Do not like this game.
I didn't like it either. I was back and forth on it.
You know what? Tampa Bay is playing pretty good football. Mike Evans is going to do Mike Evans things, I think. And I think that this potentially could be the highest scoring game of the week.
Yeah, the problem is that Baker Mayfield is going to do Baker Mayfield things. So I think you're okay.
Baker Mayfield's playing pretty well this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, we all took Detroit.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the game.
At the end of
for
the
any-
day,
by any
we all
means.
lose a point. If you know what, if Detroit loses, it's a win for the Minnesota Vikings. So
Oh, I see.
If they
there.
win.
Yeah. So Rob asked me to just drop this in here for him. today.
There we go.
yeah.
Yeah. So explain if you
know.
want to explain to the people who aren't viewing and would like to know what you've got here.
The listeners, we just dropped a graphic here that has 4 wins on the left-hand side with the Lions logo. And then it has an equal sign with 4 wins on the right-hand side with collectively the rest of the NFC North, and their win total is 4 between the Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, and Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. Look, Detroit is the best team in the NFC North.
Unbelievable. Could you imagine though, if they lose to the Bucks here and then next week to the Ravens and the Vikings happen?
Next thing you know, it's tied the division.
Well, no, the Vikings would have to beat San Fran next week, so that's not happening. But
You're going to talk shit while you're on top, okay? That's just the way it goes.
I guess
don't
you
always
know
have to
what?
talk
You've
shit.
been
You
waiting
just let the team do it.
17 years, I don't know, 25 years to be on top, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So enjoy it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to do it if you weren't a fan of the.
Act
The
like
other
you've been
team.
there before, Rob. It's like scoring.
We
a touchdown.
haven't.
Come on.
All right, we got San Francisco in game number 5. So playing in the 1:00 window, going and visiting Cleveland. Looks like Watson right now is struggling to get on the field. He didn't practice today. We went San Francisco across the board. I really don't think that that's a stretch for any of us. We all could have probably picked this as a lock. However, we didn't, out of, I guess, just respect for not picking those big kind of games. Now, like I said earlier, you can't go into hostile territory and take them for granted. We've gone to places like Chicago where, shitty weather has affected our play. So it is what it is. I don't want to take them lightly, one snap at a time, and just go out and keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Niners beat the hell out of them here. Come on.
All
Now.
right.
Like, let's be real. Like, Niners going to beat the hell out of them. Deshaun's getting paid $250 million to not play, it seems like.
They're not even
So,
starting DTR.
Yeah, DTR is going to get murdered.
They're not starting DTR.
Who are
No,
they
they-
starting?
I forget his name.
Fucking Josh McCown or something?
no,
Like,
it's,
who'd they find? Out of
Either way, I'm
it's-
pulling it up. You guys talk about the next one. I'll come back to
Yeah,
the name.
sure. Yeah, everyone on Houston, New Orleans. Game in Houston. I think it's a bounce back game for Houston. New Orleans beat the hell out of the Patriots last week, but Houston pretty much lost the game for themselves last week against Atlanta at home. I think CJ Stroud gets a win. We might see his first turnover though. The New Orleans D might get a pick on him, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah, New Orleans is they've got a very good team. going with the hot hand, and the Rook's been looking well. So let's stay on the Houston train.
Yeah, and I'm just not a Derek Carr believer, so yeah. Go Houston.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still struggling to.
Oh, I can pull it up. Jeez.
I'm working on it. I tried. Shit. On the depth chart, they're not even listing him. Anyway, it's not DTR. I do know that much.
Yeah, but he's been medically cleared, but he's not going to clear himself.
PJ Walker.
There you go. Good old PJ.
Was he a backup in Carolina?
I feel like I remember his name from the Bills.
He was
I
a
feel like he was
backup
the
in
Bills.
Carolina or Seattle.
I think he backed
We're
up
just throwing nine names
Baker
in there.
Mayfield at one point.
No, I do remember PJ Walker. He had a
I
good
remember the
game
name,
too.
Yeah.
He had a really good game, but one of the times he backed up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We've got
He was
Carolina
backup
visiting.
for the Panthers.
There you go. We got Carolina. Speaking of the Panthers, Carolina visiting Miami. We went Miami across the board here. Rob with a lock. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, I'm going to keep rocking this lock of the week on Miami until somebody stops it.
Okay, Michael Irvin. Like fuck. Jeez.
Yeah.
The guy picks the Cowboys every week for his lock. Like,
Yeah, I
But he was a cowboy.
I should
you
just
know?
put San Fran down every week because it's pretty much a lock until the Eagles game.
It's the lock of the week. All right.
Have a
That's
little
my lock
fun,
of
you
the
know.
week.
Pick Baltimore against Tennessee, you know,
go
something
a
like
little,
that. Rob.
yeah, just a little bit of
Look.
a chance for us to
Have a
talk
bit of
shit.
fun.
Look, yeah, just look.
Look,
All right.
You guys look. I'll lock.
yeah, this game shouldn't even be close. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Pretty much that is pretty much where I'm going with this one. Miami's going to blow the shit out of the water here on this one. Okay, we got Seattle visiting Cincinnati. So here's Cincinnati, a chance for them to string two together. Rob and I went Cincinnati. Reg isn't believing right now. So
Yeah,
he's
I'm
with
still not a
Seattle.
believer in Cincinnati. I mean, if they continue to throw the ball to Jamar Chase, which is what they should do, they'll probably win games. But I think Seattle can come in and grind out a win and put Cincy where they belong at the bottom of their division. So
Yeah, for sure. I think Cincy builds off that win last week. I think I don't think Seattle's as strong as the NFL media wanted them to be at the beginning of the year, and yeah, I feel like they're struggling to. They're going to struggle to assert that dominance, and I think they're. I think maybe. Yeah. Either way, I Bengals.
is Geno playing? I thought he was hurt. Maybe that's the other thing. So if he's hurt, I'd probably switch it over to the Bengals. But
Too late now.
Big
yeah.
week for the Bengals. Build on the momentum. Turn your season around.
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it moving. All right. Indy at Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Oh, Rob went lone wolf with Indy here.
Oh.
We're feeling some heat on the old Indy, the Indy bandwagon. I know a couple of weeks ago we were all talking very high on the Colts, and I'm not feeling it right now. I'm worried.
Look. Everybody was talking about JT coming back. Zach Moss said, you just hold tight here.
Yeah, Zach Moss is a baller, man. That
I
guy's a
think
dog.
I think Indianapolis is in a very good position where they've got a 1-2 punch in the backfield if they need it. And it's Minshew time.
I think you see JT get more reps, more carries this week. I think the
I
last
agree.
week he was just, that's probably why you saw Moss. They, for whatever reason, but I don't know. I kind of like. I hate to admit it. I don't know why. I kind of like Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what it is about him because I see him talking. I can't see him talking. Sunshine. I see him talking on the sideline. And I'm like, man, you look like a brick. But like just the way he talks, like he just looks like he's dumb. But whatever, he can play ball, and I kind of like him, and I kind of hope he does okay.
So the same way I feel about Rob.
Yeah. Sunshine. All right.
Well, he looks like a brick, and I like him. Well, hold on.
Minnesota.
Jacksonville.
Oh, you want to go back? Okay.
Yeah. Minshew is coming back to Jacksonville. You know where the Minshew mania began, and I think he's going to give the win to Jacksonville and keep the Minshew mania alive in Jacksonville. I don't know if the Bills just we're jet lagged, but Jacksonville did
The
look
Bills
pretty good.
flew in on Friday. You know that, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
flew
Well,
in on Friday. That's ridiculous.
whose fault is that?
Why would you do that
Idiot.
shit?
Yeah, but Minshew, maybe if Richardson was playing, I'd go with Indy, but yeah, I'm gonna take Jacksonville on that one.
Rob, you lone wolf. You got something to say, or did you already?
I already did.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, Minnesota visiting Chicago at home.
You fucking bums.
What do you mean? What do you
You
mean?
expect us to buy into the bullshit that's coming out of that purple people eater bullshit machine?
Okay.
Like, come on.
Look at the Vikings. The Vikings win this game handily. They win by 10 points. The Bears, they're phonies. We'll hit Fields early. Actually, we probably won't hit Fields early.
No,
We
you
probably
won't.
even be able to touch him. But I gotta ride with the Vikings because you know what? This is the season on the line here. We need this win and we need it bad. And I really do think Minnesota's been playing good football. They just can't fumble the damn ball and they can't get dumb penalties. So
Yeah.
if they figured that out, they get a win. They go into Chicago, get a win, and get some momentum to go into San Francisco, where I think San Francisco is visiting. I'm not too sure, but maybe a bit of momentum before they get their asses kicked by San Fran. So
I'll be honest with you. Chicago's terrible, and you just seem like a homer here because Minnesota might actually be worse than Chicago.
You know what? Look.
Justin Fields is actually playing pretty good ball.
True.
And I think this might actually be a blowout. Like this could get ugly this game. I don't think with JJ gone, I don't think that you guys can keep up. If he plays anywhere near what he's played the last 2 weeks, I think you're in trouble. I honestly do.
Yeah,
If they fall flat in the second half like they have the last 2 weeks.
I called
Minnesota easily runs away with it.
a one-trick pony a couple weeks ago. Remember, JJ kind of had that little injury scare there. The whole stadium got deflated. Well, we may as well have a crystal ball here. I think Chicago blows the piss out of them.
Yeah,
and they're not going to let off the pedal. It is a division game.
Yeah. This might be a slaughter. Yeah,
you
probably don't want to
back next week.
You probably don't want to watch. Yeah, you might want to clip this and play it back. If not, I will, and I'll play it back for you.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Never mind.
No, you
just
go
leave
ahead.
it at
No, go ahead.
that.
Yeah,
No.
talk your
No. I've got inside information that the Bears are third in the league for points against. So
Like, you mean you just Googled it? Is that what?
no,
your
no.
inside information is?
Some secret source just sent me that message to help me defend the Vikings. So,
Oh, Jesus, Jeff, you're no longer allowed to play.
it wasn't Jeff. But anyways, yeah.
Probably
We'll
Luke,
move
'cause
on.
I get tidbits of information too from Luke.
I got Luke too. I think he's playing the master plan here.
He's like our best supporter, right?
He's stirring the pot between all three of us.
See
New
who wants to
England,
fight the most.
Vegas. New England needs to play Zappy. They need to do something different. And I say that, but obviously in practice, and they all see that stuff. They all see Mac Jones obviously as the starter, but give Zappy a shot and maybe he can do something. But I think Vegas wins this, even though Jimmy G isn't the greatest. And Luke says he's out. He's out of here, so maybe he's not supporting us.
Oh, damn it. That's too bad.
Well, Luke, thanks for hanging around. We appreciate your support.
Yeah. We're almost there. Okay. All right. New England's terrible. I really thought Mac Jones a couple weeks ago, he was playing really good ball, and man, they're just not.
Did you guys hear the pick six thing? I feel like that's been all over the media. So Mac Jones threw his, I don't know, fourth pick six or something like that.
Yeah, and how many years? And Brady never.
And Brady did it in 20 seasons or something like that, and
Yeah.
Mac Jones just surpassed that or tied that. So,
Man, nothing like breaking records.
yeah,
Yeah.
pick
Okay.
six records.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Arizona visiting LA. Probably if there's one game in the afternoon that you're just going to skip over, this is going to be the one. Nobody's going to care about this game.
You're such a hater.
Little tip here: Rick's favorite team is the Niners.
Anyway, the Rams beat this one, win this one handily. I think Arizona, I think they played well against Dallas, and that was all fun, and it made it look like they might be a team. But I think the reality is that Dallas is not a team, and Arizona just exposed them and showed the world what they were. Here you are with the Rams. The Rams are playing relatively good ball. And I don't think there's any reason this was also a possibility for a lock of the week for me.
Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp and that running back they got going on, Kyron Williams. Kyron
Yeah.
Williams, they both put up good numbers, and Arizona Dobbs gets eaten up by the Rams defense, and yeah, I don't think there's much about this game. It is a division game though, right? So like, you know,
Yeah.
those division games can be, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know with division.
Unless you're playing the Vikings, and then you don't have to worry about it.
You guys just wait. I am going to be I'm so excited to the group text on Sunday at 4:00.
I'm not worried. I ain't
Told
scared.
you so.
Yeah. Okay. Rob, you got anything on this one?
Nothing that hasn't been said. Rams are good offensively. They score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Let's see if Arizona keeps up.
Yeah. All right. Philly visiting the Jets.
I'm
We have
surprised
the
he
Jets
didn't play
dying.
against- Yeah, Jets dying. I'm surprised Rob didn't pick the Jets though, because he's been away from the Eagles. Like he hasn't been an Eagles believer.
Yep.
What's that all about, Rob?
Look.
Look,
Look.
Right.
Lock.
That was just getting silly.
I can't stop it though. The Eagles are just too good. I think they beat the Jets in every position, head to head, and that's just going to win that football game. Is the fact that they're better everywhere.
yeah, I think the only way the Jets have a chance here is if they get Brees Hall going.
Yeah.
But because I think Philadelphia is just going to own the ball, the time of possession, and all that kind of stuff, and grind out the win, or not. I wouldn't say grind it out, but they're just going to beat the hell out of the Jets. I think it's one of those games where Philadelphia comes away with 35 minutes time of possession, 40 minutes time of possession, and the Jets offense is sitting on the bench for most of the game. So.
Yeah, I think mistake-free football, Philadelphia wins this game, no problem. I think if this game, if it turns out to be, a couple of sloppy mistakes, turnovers, that kind of thing, I think this is one of those games that could slide the other way. But I did say I would ride with Philadelphia until week 13. So as long as they don't let me down, I'm taking Philly, and it is what it is.
The tush push.
The tush push, the brotherly shove.
The brotherly shove. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, we got the Giants visiting Buffalo. Buffalo let us down last week. And here we are. All three of us went Buffalo again. So apparently we have short memories. And here we are. What do you got?
This game's a bit of a stinker too. Is Daniel Jones out? I think Daniel Jones is out with the neck injury or something like that. I'll check.
Not sure.
But I mean, I don't think Buffalo's given us anything. Or sorry, I don't think the Giants have given us anything
To
all
believe in?
year.
Yeah, I agree.
To buy into them. Obviously they're, I think Saquon's been out. Daniel Jones went down.
Saquon was my number one pick in the fantasy football, and I think I've had him for one game.
Yeah, Darren Waller's chip blocking, it's not good. It's not good in New York football.
Yeah.
The Buffalo side is good, but the Giants and the Jets ain't so great. I think Josh Allen bounces back, has a big game, throws the ball all over them. This has the potential to be the highest scoring team of the week. I don't think
there might be a
highest
50
scoring
burger
game
here
because I don't think the Giants are going to score, but I think Buffalo can probably put up, 40, 50 points. So
Yeah, Buffalo at home, coming back from being in England, I think that they beat the ever living shit out of the Giants here, and there might be a 50 burger on this one.
yeah, Bills Mafia is expecting a big win here, and
Yeah.
they better do it. Daniel Jones missed practice because of his neck injury today. So
Yeah, he's sitting out on it, unconcerned about the neck injury being a long-term issue. So we'll see where it goes.
yeah.
Brian Daboll is still the head coach for the Giants, and I think that things will get better when he exits the organization.
Wasn't he?
He was coach of the
potentially
year
coach
last
of the
year.
last year.
He
Yeah.
won coach of the year last year over Kyle
Mhm.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever.
No, yeah, people were really into the Giants and how they got into the playoffs and
Yeah.
beat the Vikings. That's just shows how sad the Minnesota Vikings defense is.
Yeah.
They got shredded by Daniel Jones.
Shredded.
I just need to remember that.
Yeah. Keep remembering that.
Yeah. Ooh, Chargers. Rick, you're really trying to pick up wins here, eh? Or really trying to fall behind?
What are you kidding me? For the last like 40 minutes,
I
we've
know
talked
we've been
about
ragging on
how
Dallas.
shitty Dallas is, and you guys are like, oh, all of a sudden, oh, Dallas is going to win a game. It's at home in LA. The Chargers take this win easily. Easily. Yeah. I think the Chargers defense caused a lot of troubles for Dak. I think Dak is a piece of shit, and easily probably one of the top or bottom. He's probably the bottom 10 quarterbacks for me, and he has been for a long time. I just don't think he makes great decisions, and I think Chargers team takes advantage of this, and they come out with this win.
Yeah, I've always said Dak's a bum.
Yeah.
But Herbert looked pretty rough last week, and I think it's his non-throwing hand. He's got like a fractured thumb or something like that.
He's a baller, though.
He is a baller, but they also have Mike Williams is out for
Mike
the
Williams is
season.
out, yeah.
You know,
Keenan Allen's still there.
and that Joshua Palmer is pretty good.
Yeah.
Eckler, is he back?
Yeah, he's a baller. Yeah. I
Is he
think so.
back though? Yeah. I wasn't too sure because he's been out, right? He's got a 99% chance to return versus the Cowboys. So if Eckler comes back and scores 3 touchdowns like he usually does,
Yeah.
Dallas can't put up 21 points against a real team, it seems. So
Yeah.
we'll see if the Chargers are a real team. I think Dallas is kind of like the gatekeeper to the real teams, if that makes sense. So they
Yeah.
just beat up on the mid to bottom tier teams, and I think I don't know if the Chargers are really that great. I'm not too sure I'm sold on them yet. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
This is a Monday nighter, and we'll see where it goes. But it's an opportunity for me to pick up a couple wins in the pick'em, and I think that I'll probably be sitting in the lead come this time next week.
you picked the Bears.
All I gotta say about this game is I do believe the Mike Williams injury. He's still out. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's season. I think it's season ending.
Yeah,
He's done.
okay.
Man. Yeah.
That's gonna be a big issue in this game, I think.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I believe in
lack
Herbert.
of-
Herbert's probably one of my top 3 favorite quarterbacks to watch. Probably maybe better top 5. So I really enjoy watching Herbert. I think he slings the ball around really well, kind of like a Josh Allen for me. Exciting to watch, and yeah.
Can't be as exciting as Josh Allen, though. Come on now.
Well, Josh Allen on Sunday morning was not exciting either. Anyway,
Yeah. With
that's
jet
week.
lag.
Yeah, that's week 6. So we made it through another week. Thank you to those people who have hung around. We appreciate you.
I'm sorry. I'm so glad people have hung around. for you guys.
Yeah. Rob, was that
If
Rob
you
that
guys
started
want to hang
messages?
around for another 45 minutes, things might.
Anyway, Rob sent in private messages, and they are not okay for us to share here online. Either way, thanks for coming out. We're gonna look at getting some shirts made that say "Look, Luke's given me a couple of ideas on how they should actually look, which is fantastic. And if I can turn it out, I'll have one. I'll be wearing one next week.
Oh,
we have
send me one.
Yeah, we have a couple changes going next week. Maybe not changes, but Rob might be a little bit time constrained. We're waiting to see how that's going to work out. So we might actually be looking for maybe a friend to come in and join us. So
I might be calling in from an Airbnb in Prince Edward County as well. So
there you go. So
it could be a little interesting next week, but
it could be a spicy week next week. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we have tried to speed this up. Obviously, I think we were an hour 50 and an hour 40 in our last two episodes. This puts us
hour 15.
Hour 15. I think this is kind of the mark that we want to hit.
I think so too. Yeah.
Let
us know what you guys think.
It gives us room to do a couple little things as well on top of that. So like obviously we did our awards and stuff like that, and we had the Buckus thing at the start. But I think this is the way to do it. So
yeah, I agree.
Hopefully,
I agree.
If anyone's got any feedback on the pacing and stuff like that, that'd be great. I don't know if anyone's even watching this thing, but
if there's anything you want us to talk shit about, if you want us to pick on Rob about something, just let us know. We'll do that. And
and it's easy to get you on here if you want to come on and defend your team. If you think the Eagles are the best team, get on here and defend them.
Yeah.
If you're a believer in the Indianapolis Colts and Minshew Mania, get on here, defend them. If you also are a Vikings fan and would like to defend the Minnesota Vikings, Skull, come on, get on here.
Yeah, if you're an Eagles fan and you want to come talk, by all means do. There's definitely a game coming up in a couple weeks that we should probably have our resident Eagles fan. Rob is dying. We're doing everything we can to keep talking, to keep the show going, but he's not feeling it. So anyway, that's it for us this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Do the like, comment, subscribe,
Look,
the classic like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you do enjoy listening to us talk shit, and you can't make it on Wednesday nights, I do get this uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts the next day. So also follow there if you'd like to listen there. And we appreciate people hanging out and talking. And
we do. Another good week.
Tell your friends.
Mama Bear killed the Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you.
Yes. Shout out, Mom.
Come together
and
eat it up.
And Luke says the best player on the team is the kicker.
That team being the Eagles.
Yes. I don't even know who the kicker is. What's his name?
Okay, yeah. So
how
you doing? Let's go. Okay.
All right. Anyways, we'll be back next week. Rob will be calling in from an alley.
You might be in a train.
An alley in Toronto or something like that. And
Rob's gonna try and make it here. All right. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. If not, we might have to have a fill in or something like that. Yeah. But appreciate everyone hanging out. And like I said, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, you can catch it.
All right.
Peace and love, my friends.
Yeah.
All right, Pete Buckus.
Yeah. Rip.